good afternoon or good evening, rather. So let's roll our shoulders up and back. And then maybe a little head tilt to the side. Stretch it out a little. Then placing your hands onto your thighs, let's go palms face down. And we'll create a mudra today. So thumb and index fingers touch and palms face down. Just has it's like a signal to the body to ground and to get still. When you're ready, allow your eyes to close. And just slow our breath down a little. Deepen it. If you like a little bit of visualization with meditation, picture yourself as a big redwood tree, Northern California. Large tree. Visualize your roots growing down into the earth, down and out, deep through the dirt, the rock. We're strong, stable. Visualize your roots digging down into the earth. At the same time as we're rooting down, there's a drawing upward through the crown of your head, growing tall. Shoulders stay soft, relaxed. On your inhales, there's this upward lifting sensation. And on the exhale, the rooting down sensation. And you can keep with the visualization. Definitely keep with your breath, but flip your palms to face up. Still having the mudra. Signaling quieting your mind. If you'd like to place your attention at one of your chakras that calls out, do that. Maybe the heart or above. Focus your energy at that chakra, breathing in and out. And take your attention to crown chakra, top of your head. And it's like this white light, whether it's raining down upon you or this beam of white light coming from the heavens, straight down. And this white light filling your whole body, down all the way to your toes, out through the fingers, and all around you. White, beautiful, warm light. A deep breath in. Open mouth sigh. Again. Let it go. One more big breath. Circle sweep, reach up, maybe even looking up. Hands connect overhead, bring them to your heart space. We're going to do that 2 more times, like we're collecting the energy. Inhale. Bring it to your heart. And one more. Inhale. To your heart space. And a little bow of your head. And closing your eyes. If you like setting intentions for practice, what would serve you best this evening? Just take a moment. Something will arrive. Know that we have to care for ourselves before we can care for others. So it's not a selfish act. What do you desire? What would be of most benefit for your heart, your soul, your higher, greater good? The breath. And again, sigh it out. Let your hands relax to your thighs and loop your shoulders up and back a couple times. And when you're ready, let's come on to hands and knees, and you can stretch back one leg at a time. Just kind of maybe even rocking gently, kind of pushing back through your heel, stretch the back of your leg. We'll do the other side as well. And once you've done both sides, make sure you do both sides. Take your knees a little bit wider than hip width. Left hand stays down. Reach your right arm up. Take a big breath. As we exhale, let's thread. Right arm under. Let the side of your head or your forehead come down to the floor, you choose. Left hand can stay in front of the face. You can extend your arm long, or we could even go half bind. Just a couple breaths here. We'll start to shift into Ujjayi Pranayama, so that little constriction. Your breath barely audible. Kind of feel it filling your head like ocean waves crashing along the shore. One more. Left hand comes down, press into the floor. Inhale, reach right arm up. Release right hand down, and we'll switch sides. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, thread. Either forehead or left side of head to the floor. Right arm might go forward, or we might go half bind. Really go more for comfort, for ease, and just feel good stretch in your body. Close your eyes. And notice the rhythm of your breath. Two more. The right hand comes in front of the face. Press down, we rise on inhale. Through exhale, left hand to the floor. We can adjust the width between the knees if we need to. And then rest into child's pose. Forehead to the floor. The Ujjayi breath. If it feels good to gently rock your forehead side to side, go ahead. And we'll come back center for a moment. Come back to your intention, whatever the words were. Pranayama. When you're ready, make your way to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels as much or as little feels good. If it feels good to really shift hips side to side, do that. Ujjayi breath. And bring your big toes together to touch. Maybe you shorten your dog just a little bit. Lift your right leg up and back, bend at the knee, open at your hip. If we need less, we can always do this from hands and knees, extending the leg back and then opening the hip. Always options. Right leg back, release your foot to the floor. We switch sides, left leg skyward. Maybe we roll the ankle a little. When you're ready, extend left leg back, foot to the floor. Lift your heels high, bend your knees, look forward. Walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale back. And bend the knees again a little. Inhale, half lift. Circle, sweep, reach up. The exhale, hands come down to heart space. A little bow of your head. And again, Close your eyes. And come back to your intention. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, swan down. Half lift on an inhale. Plant your hands, walk back to plank. You could always skip and go to down dog instead. Or we could take a little breather and child pose anytime. Push forward on your tiptoes. Knees come down. Slow lower to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release back to down dog. We'll do a couple sun salutations just to help warm up the body. A little bend in your knees, flare your tail. Ujjayi breath. Heels lift high, knees bend, look forward. Walk, step, or hop. Halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold. Circle sweep, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart space. Again, prayer up. Exhale, fold. Half lift, breath in. Plant your hands. Walk, step, or float. Chaturanga, knees up or down. Back bend, inhale. Exhale, back to down dog. Ujjayi breath. Two more. Go high, knees bend. Walk or float, top of mat. Halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold. Circle sweep. Hands to heart space. Feet could stay together or they could be slightly parted. Utkatasana, chair pose, sit down. Arms could always be more forward or even hands to heart space for less intensity on our shoulders. Check in with your breath. And focus your gaze on one spot and just go internal for a few breaths here. Feel the shape in your body. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway, inhale. Part your feet hip width. Right foot stays forward, left foot steps back. Moon pose. When you're ready, arms rise skyward. A little tuck of our tail. Side bend to your right. Let your shoulders relax a little. Check in with breath. One more. Center on inhale. Hands to the mat. Step back, down dog. High plank. Now, some might decide to just hold the high plank here. Work some arm and shoulder strength as well as core. If you want to vinyasa, chaturanga, cobra, or up dog. Exhale back to down dog. Gonna go left side, left leg lifts, inhale. Left foot steps forward, moon pose, chandrasana. Inhale, we rise. Soften the shoulders and neck. Side bend to your left. Ujjayi. Relax your face. Take two more breaths. Center on an inhale. Hands to the mat. Step back, down dog. Option to vinyasa, but we don't ever have to take it if we don't want to. Pick and choose what works for you. Ujjayi breath. We'll all meet in down dog. Heels lift high, knees bend. Walk, step, or float. Halfway, breath in. Exhale back. Separate your feet hip width, maybe even a tad bit wider if you'd like. Interlace your hands at low back or use a strap if the shoulders are a little tight. Don't want to force anything. You'll shake your head, no. And then a soft yes. Just kind of hang upside down. And let everything drain out the crown of your head. Release your hands slowly to the floor. Halfway lift. Exhale back. Bend the knees a little. Circle sweep. We rise. Hands to heart space. Feet come toward one another. Utkatasana, chair pose. Hands come to heart. Stay low in the hips. If there's a knee or a hip issue, we just don't go so low. We'll be a little bit taller, a little bit higher. Okay. Twist to your right. Reach your right arm back, left arm forward. If you'd rather do the other twist where your elbow is outside of the right knee, that's fine too. Check in with your breath. Come back, center, inhale. Sit a little lower. And press to standing. Put your feet just about 2 inches and then close your eyes. Tune into your whole body. Feel your mat, the texture of your mat or towel beneath the feet. Strong, stable, natural. The breath. Sigh it out. Flutter your eyes open. Shoulders might loop a couple times. We're going to bring our feet back together or maybe slightly parted. Other side. Utkatasana. Hands come to heart space. Soften your neck and shoulders. Exhale, twist to your left. Twist of choice. So it could be right elbow outside of left knee. Ujjayi breath. Feeling a little bit of fire. Totally normal. Stoke it with your breath. For one more. Center, inhale. Exhale, stay or get a little deeper. Take another breath. This time, fold forward. Half lift. Chaturanga. High to low push-up. If you want. Back bend. Strong core and glutes. Exhale back to downward. Right leg lifts up, inhale. Right foot steps forward, moon pose. Inhale, come up. Soften shoulders. We can stay in moon or tuck the back toes and come up for crescent lunge. Stay strong through left glute, either way. And hands could come to heart or to hips if we just need a little bit of a softening around the neck and shoulders. Check in with your breath. Hands come to heart space. Come forward with your chest over your left knee. Bend the right, your chest is over your right. Bend the left knee. A little push. Step forward, reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway inhale. This time, left foot will stay forward, right foot steps back. Moon pose. We rise on inhale. So left leg forward. Ujjayi breath. We can stay with moon, or we lift the right knee off the floor. Strong glute right side. If you feel stable, you might even close your eyes. Feel your breath around your rib cage. Open your eyes. Hands come to heart space. Loop your shoulders. Bring chest forward. Bend the back knee a little. Push off the right foot. Step to the top of your mat. Reach up. Exhale, hold. Half lift. Plant your hands. Walk back, down dog. Option for vinyasa. Chaturanga on exhale. And either coming into child's pose or embryo. Quarter dog too. If that's better for your shoulder, you might just drop one forearm in. Try to be soft and relaxed. Allow your eyes to close, your face and jaw to soften. If you're doing quarter dog, you can always switch forearms so that we're even. Smooth out your breath. One more. And make your way to down dog. You might even close your eyes and pedal it out. And then take a moment to tune in. How the stretch feels in the shape. It feels good to stretch the calf, push down and back through the heel, but a slight lift goes all the way flat. Ground or air transportation to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. And come up to standing, inhale. Hands to heart space. So from the top of your mat, let's go into, let's do eagle. Arms overhead, but we're gonna go left side first because we will step back with the left leg. Left arm under, and always just grab shoulders if crossing at the elbows and the wrists is too much. Sit into your hips, left leg over. Maybe the toes or a kickstand. Lean upper body back. And squat into the hips. Elbows can lift up, but we could always uncross the palms as well. I'm gonna unwind the arm, unwind the leg, airplane. Try to keep the left hip rotated down just a little bit. We don't want to let it lift open. Step back, press it. Open up, warrior two. Heel to healer, heel to arch alignment. And the Ujjayi breath. Reverse on inhale. Side angle X. And any option with your arm, your left arm overhead, extra core, right hand to heart, or reach your right arm out or overhead as well. Or maybe we take a half or full bind. Ujjayi breath. Binds open up. Inhale up, warrior two. Hands to hips, straight in the right. Pivot your toes. Reach out. To toes slightly pigeon-toed on the same imaginary line. Swan neck. Half lift on inhale. Exhale, back. If you headstand and that's part of your practice and you want to go into one, there's no rush. If you'd rather bind, taking another shoulder rinse. Or even some like to move the upper body side to side. Kind of get a little deeper through the one hammy and open up the side ball. Most important though is the breath, staying focused and in your body. If you're doing something side to side, switch. Headstand, go ahead, slowly straddle out, use your core to lower. Come back, center, half lift. Heel toe the feet in a little, bend your knees. And come up to standing. Let's go into goddess. Toes out, angled out, knees same direction. We'll squat into our hips for a moment. Check in with breath. Squeeze your glutes. Take another breath, stay. And go a little lower, only if it's not painful for your joints. Breath for 5, 4, 3, heart lifts, 2, hands to hips, and we straighten the legs. Pivot the left toes in and kick the heel out a little. Pivot your right toes forward. If the stance is really far, that's okay. Shorten it up a little bit. Blocks are super handy. I'm gonna have to get some. Bump your hip, your left hip back. Reach forward through right arm, and then we tilt. Hand on a block, super helpful here, especially for the next little bit. Breath. You could stay with triangle. We're going to move into the half moon pose. Gazing down, bend the right knee a little. Block in right hand. Travel forward and a little bit to the right. Come into half moon, or you could even turn it into sugar cane. Focus your gaze. Ujjayi. Back to half moon, go slow. And we step it back, warrior two. Reverse. Chaturanga. Meeting in down dog eventually. Back bend. And down dog. Child's pose, embryo. Or some of you might opt for melting heart. And let it be soft. Slow your breath in. And you can always come into embryo and child's pose for a moment. Find it less intense for your shoulder. 3 more breaths. If it feels good, you can open your mouth sideways and exhale. If you feel ready, we'll go do left side, making your way to down dog. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the mat beneath your hands, your feet, portions that are touched. Almost as if you had roots for growing up, hands and feet down into the earth. You connected, strong, stable, rooted. One more breath here. You're gonna open your eyes, heels lift, turbo dog, knees bent. Look forward, walk, step, or hop. Halfway on inhale, exhale, we back. Circle, sweep, come up. Hands to heart space. And stand in mountain pose. And just a little reset. And you might close your eyes. You don't have to. Remember, everything's optional and nothing is required. Flutter open your eyes. Loop your shoulders a couple times. We'll start on the other side with eagle, right side, arms overhead. Right arm under. We'll wrap the arms or grab shoulders. Always that option. We sit down, kind of lean forward. That's a tendency. So lift chest up a little. Right leg over. Focus your eyes, your gazing spot. Drishti. You'd like extra stretch through your shoulders. So lift them up and always uncross the palms and hold the V shape with the arms. Ujjayi. Stay focused. And unwind our limbs. Open into airplane. But think baby cobra. So sternum and chest pulling forward. We reach back actively through right heel. Breath. Start to bend the left knee a little. Step back, crescent. Another inhale. One more breath in. Exhale, open, warrior two. And then look down and line up the feet. Soften your shoulders. Left palm flips, reverse. Stay with your breath. Inhale. Side angle, exhale. Options with our arms. Extending the arms, extra core. Half or full bind as well. Shoulders loop back with your binding. We keep our right leg nice and strong. Spines open. Use core warrior two. Hands to hips. Straighten. Pivot to face the opposite side edge of your mat. Reach out. Exhale, fold. And here, just let your head go heavy. Maybe we walk our hands through the window of the legs. And check in with your breath. And walk your hands forward. Take the feet a little bit wider. If you can bring forearms down, if it's close enough, we don't want to overdo it though. Samakasana, transversal splits. Three more breaths. Sternum pulls forward so we create space in our spine. Hands on the mat. Push into the floor to help heel toe your feet in. We're going to bend our knees once we bring them into about 2.5 to 3 feet between. Come up. One more God. Heart pulls up. Let's squat. If you want to add pulses, you can pulse, but keep your glutes strong. Breath. Hands to hips. Press to standing. Prep for triangle. Left toes point straight forward to the top edge of the mat. The back heel kicks out just a little, so we want our frontal hip points to actually rotate at a slight angle. Extend your arms. And bump your right hip back. Reach. And we come into triangle. Those that are on the more flexible side, if we don't use the block, that's fine. You might take your yogi piece fingers and hook your left big toe. It's the Ashtanga grip. Loop your shoulders. Ujjayi breath. Gaze down. Bend your left knee. Step up for half moon. Either left hand on the block or hovering. Or we might work sugar cane. Pranayama. Back to half moon. Bend the left knee, step back, warrior two. Reverse. And we flow. You could always just step right back to dog. When you're ready, come down. Maybe take a little sip of water. Child's pose, embryo, possibly melting heart. Do what works and feels good for you. If you have your head turned to one side, turn it the opposite direction for even neck stretch. Slow your breath down. If it's helpful, big inhale and sigh it out. We might do that once or twice. One more breath. The hands forward. Come up onto hands and knees. Now, if you'd like to, for the yin portion, if you'd like to grab your bolster, definitely have your blocks handy. Let's do half pigeon or sleeping swan, because it's yin. We'll bring right leg forward. If you'd rather take this on your back and do figure four, I would recommend taking your left foot to a flat surface. That way you don't have to hold on to your legs with your arms and have that extra work in the arms and shoulders. We might slide our bolster underneath us. Feels good just to have a pillow to rest on. I'm going to set the timer. Be here for 3.5 minutes. Ujjayi breath. And soften it out even more with the yin. And know that if during the yin portion you start to experience pain, you definitely want to back away from those pain sensations. Maybe we just lift out of the pose a little bit, but maybe we need to come out completely. There's an alternative that you would prefer to sleeping swan. By all means, take care of your body first and foremost. At any time, if you're called deeper into the pose, maybe you'd like to take a twist with your sleeping swan. Maybe you want to add a gentle quad stretch through the back leg and bend your left knee. We want this softness throughout our whole body. We're really trying very easy in our yin, not worried about the alignment, more about the feeling, sensation. Have about 30 seconds left. Slow, even breath. Whole body. No. You're in sleeping swan. If you're twisted, you're going to untwist. Release your left foot to the floor. A couple options here with the next one. If you're on your back, you can stay and you can take reclined butterfly. And you could always take reclined butterfly if you're in swan and you'd rather. If we're in sleeping swan, come up, bring your left leg forward, and bring the soles of feet together. So we're going to do a forward fold here. If you would rather recline, you can use your bolster and take reclined butterfly. We'll create the diamond shape with the leg. The heel's not too close to the groin. Lift up a little, and then we slowly start to slouch forward. Bolster or block can be rested on top of the feet so that we could rest our forehead. And this hold won't be quite as long. It's about 2.5 minutes here. Find a steady rhythm with your breath. Go internal. Soften everything. It creates pain, back away, go back out of the pose, just a little. Those pain sensations subside. Less than 30 seconds. One more big breath. Be really slow as we start to transition. Be internal. Maybe you even keep your eyes closed. Start to lift up. Once you lift, just pause. Right? Take your hands behind you, leaning back. When you come out of yin poses, you start to feel this energy. It's almost like the dam breaks. You feel this rush of energy. Slowly extending your legs forward. And then again, just pause. Up to you whether you point flex the toes back and forth, or maybe we'd like that gentle windshield wiper action. Go slow. You gently relax knees to one side and then just pause. Make sure you do both sides. And then we're gonna go back to our swan or reclined figure for the left side. So whether you're on your back or you have left knee, left thigh forward, right leg behind. Some of you might not need a bolster underneath chest or tummy, but it is yin. So if you want to have just a little bit more comfort, that's okay. Set yourself up for comfort. If we go a little bit too far, too fast, it's okay to back out. You're not married to anything in your yoga practice. Notice if there's any place where we could just let some tension soften, whether it's between the shoulder blades, upper back, neck, shoulders, or arms. Gentle pranayama. Don't worry, you're already on the clock. Just breathe and relax. You took a variation, whether it might be that twist, or maybe we bend the right knee for quad stretch. You don't even have to grab your right foot. Stay forward and down the chest. Slow, even breath. In your body melt. Now in about last 15 seconds here. You're doing the quad stretch. Gently release your right foot back to the floor. Stay very mindful as we start to transition. When you start to lift up and twist, lift your head and chest and just pause. If you're on your back, you can extend your legs out, or we can hug knees into chest. If you're on your back, you could stay. We're gonna do caterpillar pose next. If you're on your back, Legs up the wall might be, is very similar to caterpillar pose. Sleeping swan, lean onto your left hip. We'll bring our right leg forward. So here in our caterpillar pose, or regular types of yoga, we call it Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Maybe you have your blocks stacked in between the legs, so the feet a little bit wider than hip width. Legs could be together. If you have a bolster, you can pull it up pretty close to your tummy. Kind of want to lean forward, hips back just a little bit. Create some space in the sacrum SI joint region. Lift up. You have a really bendy bolster, and we don't want to go too far into the forward fold. You might give yourself some extra cushioning. We just kind of slump forward. And the legs, the feet are soft. Only here for about a minute 30, not too long in the forward fold. Slow, even breath. With the full body. About 5 more slow full breaths. So I kind of hold a little white lie. We'll hold this for about 2 minutes total time. 5 more breaths. One more deep breath. Staying internally focused. You're at the wall, you can stay at the wall and enjoy legs up the wall just a little longer. You're seated in your forward fold. Walk the hands back, lean back, and we can really slouch into the arm bones here. Stay internal. What's the internal experience going on inside there? Like flex your feet a little bit. Soft circles, the ankles. If you have a bolster, great. If you don't, you can just take your 2 blocks stacked end to end to kind of create a faux bolster. And take it behind you. Just the 2 blocks, that's fine. And then we'll lean back into our hands and flex the toes toward the knees, feet a little bit wide. Both knees are gonna go over to the right. You're gonna kind of lean or shift onto the side of the right hip so that we create kind of like a pinwheel shape with the legs. We want less intensity, feet closer to the torso. Otherwise, ankles basically stack in line with the knees. Lift up, start to twist. We might move the bolster closer to the side of the right hip, right thigh. We start to come down, maybe to forearms, but we could always stay tall with our hands on the floor, arms straight. This is prone deer. Slow, even breath. And to soften as much as possible. About 2 more breaths. Place your hands on the floor. Slowly lift up. Move very slowly. You can keep your eyes closed. Eventually coming back to our butt. Lean back into your hands. Few breaths into your ribs, into your back. And we'll set up for left side. Feet a little wider, toes flex up toward the kneecaps. Both knees now go over to the left side. Feet in for less, feet out for if it feels okay. And your feet don't have to stay flexed. We lift up through chest, create space. Pull your bolster over for left thigh. Stay upright, or we start to melt. It's a minute 30 here. Already on the clock. Slow, gentle breath. Your belly be soft. Out through the legs, knees, ankles, toes. Everything relaxed. One more breath. Staying internal, slowly start to lift out of the shape. And keep your bolster behind you for supported fish pose. Come back to our bottom. You might stretch your legs out, you might windshield viper, or just fold in stillness. You decide. Maybe you would take traditional Shavasana, or maybe we recline back on our bolster. Take a supported fish pose. We can always adjust our body if we feel those funky pressure points. We want those to not be nagging at us. Lie back. Once you feel settled, allow your eyes to close. They're not already. Your feet are close to one another. Maybe you take them a little bit apart from each other. Maybe arms go a little bit wider. Take up space. Soften the eyes, the muscles around your eyes. Cross your forehead. Down, relax your jaw, tongue, upper palate. Feel your eyeballs sink heavy into their sockets. Relax your throat, your neck, tops of the shoulder. Arms are relaxed. Fingers gently curl in. The hands relaxed as well. Whole body soft, heavy. Like to add a little visualization on here. Picture yourself in your favorite place in nature, wherever it is. Maybe you're lying there on the ground in your place in nature, comfortable, warm, not too warm, just right. Peaceful, calm, and you feel connected to this place in nature. Let the picture fill in. Bright sun, or a little bit of clouds dancing in the sky. Hear any animals in the nature, birds, frogs, whatever it is, chipmunks. Safe. Feel full, calm, connected. Everything around you. As well as yourself. God or source, whatever you call it. As you breathe in, start to breathe in that white golden light fills you up. Maybe you even picture that white golden light, little raindrops, goodness coming down, showering you with love, connection, strength. And you know that you're whole. You know that you're complete. There needs no fixing. Take it in. Bask in it. This place, it's always available to you. Gotta get calm, quiet. Picture it in your head. Feel it in your heart. Always there for you. Take as much time as you need. It's always, always an honor, privilege, and pleasure. So much love for each and every one of you. The divine, the light and divine, myself, honors and bows to that same light and divine that exists within each and every one of you. Hope you all have a beautiful evening. Sleep well. I bow to you. Namaste.